today we are going to look at the history of black bears, the populations, how they've increased and decreased throughout time. We are going to take a look at this photogenic bear. Is anyone familiar with Mildred from Grandfather? We will talk about Mildred and how by far she is the most famous item on Grandfather, to my belief. So black bears history. So these two pictures are of Mildred, which we will discuss in a minute. But there are 3 types of black bears living in North Carolina. Can anyone yell out one? In not North Carolina, North America.
Bears or black bears?
Bears. Sorry,
Grizzlies.
Grizzlies.
Brown.
Polar, brown, and
Black.
bears. Absolutely. So there are 3 species living in North America. The brown bear, also known as a grizzly, known as the Kodiak bear, which we'll talk about. The black bear, which we are going to be focusing on, and the polar bear as well. So I recognize that this coloration might be hard to see from where you all are at. But just to talk a little bit about black bears, currently the recent studies have shown there are about 600,000 black bears in North America and 300,000 in the United States, and about 20,000 black bears in North Carolina. Now, North Carolina has the densest population of black bears out on the coast, and it is about 8,000 black bears in this population on the coast, so highly dense population of black bears. Most of the bears in North Carolina live on the coastal region or in the mountain region, very few in the central Piedmont area of North Carolina. And we'll talk about some reasons from their diet and why they live in these locations. But as a recent study, there are 41 out of the 50 states have a breeding pair of black bears in them. So they can be found all over the place. The states that do not have breeding black bears, while they might have sightings, I'll list them out really quickly, but are Delaware, Hawaii, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, and Nebraska, and I found this quite surprising, but North and South Dakota as well, which I found kind of surprising. There are bear sightings in those states, but no successful breeding pairs of black bear as far as anyone is known right now. Just for some comparisons, the brown bears are also known as the grizzly bears. Compared to the black bears, there's about 55,000 in North America. 25,000 of that population is in Western Canada, and about 30,000 is in the U.S., mostly in Alaska, and there's some in other states as well, but the population is highly concentrated in Alaska. Polar bears, about 22 to 31,000, depending on the sea ice, with the climate change as well. And there's about 5,000 roughly living in Alaska. So just for some comparison with numbers are big, wide spans that are hard to wrap our head around, for myself at least. But the population of black bears, how it has fluctuated throughout the years. Black bears used to be very abundant, but like other species of animals, and maybe we'll have some time to talk about those, but for other species and the black bears, their population started to decline. In the mid-1900s, individuals were seeking out black bears and killing them to protect their livestock, their crops, their family. So hunting them back in the 1900s. Maybe similar today for some families, maybe different, depending on the individual. Black bears also started losing their habitat due to clear cutting and agriculture as well. And then something else, maybe you all can help me out, but in the 1920s, something else came through that decreased the black bear population. Does anyone have any idea what happened in the environment in the 1920s? Let me see, I know Miss Jennifer knows in the back possibly.
I'm just guessing.
Um,
I'm guessing maybe the chestnut blight.
the chestnut blight. So the chestnut is one of the most fat-producing nuts for the black bears. So their diet really decreased in the 1920s, hence reducing their population. So individuals came together and said, we have to do something. And yes, we had to do something. The population was declining, as seen in other animals like the bald eagle, the elk population, etc. So they came together with bear sanctuaries and scientific management, were able to bring the black bear population back to where it's at currently.
Hi, my name is Jesse Pope. I'm the President and Executive Director of the Grandfather Mountain Stewardship Foundation. Thank you for watching this video. Click the subscribe button below. And to learn more about Grandfather Mountain, visit grandfather.com, and you can support our mission there to inspire conservation. Thank you.